everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment of the Quickview series. Today's subject, the topic of today's installation, is the Cross Mud Crawler, which is a lose-lose proposition, honestly. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Cross tires, for whatever reason, if you see them listed from Cross, are some of the most expensive tires on the market. The MSRP on these tires is $45.99 American dollars per pair. That would be $92 for 4 of these. We've never tested a Cross tire that has been even in the neighborhood of good. These would have to exhibit a level of performance probably exceeding that which is allowed by terrestrial physics. Isaac Newton says these can't do well enough to justify their price. Unbelted, quite heavily ribbed on the side. They look like a tire. What is it with the price of, like, aside from, say, Traxxas, where you could get a full set of new, not baking them off rims or anything, you could get a full set of new Canyon trails from A-Main or wherever you like, for about $1 more than 2 of these. And we know those work. What is it with OE tires and just pricing them to the moon? Because, I mean, I don't know. Is it a lack of faith in the product? Is it a misplaced, excessive faith in the product? I don't know what it is. They mount pretty nice. I mean, a lot of OE tires do. They tend to be a little thicker on the carcass, built a little more robust, and I'm not mad at that. You know, we don't need paper thin Vanquish red tires that tear if you look at them sideways. Honestly, I'm seeing a number of tires as of late. Many posts on the Book of Faces of tires just ripped open, chunks of tire ripped out. Guys, and when I say guys, I'm not talking to you guys specifically, I'm talking to the guys that make tires. We've established you can make a tire absolutely functional without making the sidewalls the thickness of a fingernail. You don't have to do that. Compound, carcass, composition. There's 3 C's that you have to get right. And if you're unsure as to how to make it work, put a pan on it. Scale tires are some of the absolute worst. I think it's because they're stuck trying to translate something from the 1/1 world. And some of those aspects, the Mickey Thompson Baja Pro X is one of the kings of off-roading in the 1/1 world. It is a borderline terrible rock crawling tire. For pure rock crawling, it is not suited. It is definitely an all-rounder tire. And a lot of time what we're looking for is a rock crawling tire. 116, which is dead lock 4.5. They say 115. All right, 45 wide. Let's see what you got. I'd say 46. Close enough. Close enough. The foam that came in with these feels all right. We don't... Like, these are good signs. But then I Googled it. 46 American dollars per pair. And let me tell you something. These tires are called the Cross RC Mud Crawler. Yeah, good luck. You Google that and the actual tire comes up about 30th on the search results for me. There's a lot of other cross entries that come up before it. It's a strange place to be, where I can't imagine a tire doing well enough to I am vocal about not wanting to pay $33 a pair for tires. $46 a pair is much like counting to 4 with the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Right out. I'm not paying $46 a pair for tires. It does not matter what they can do. That $40 mark is a real threshold. So perhaps someone will come in the comments and they'll be like, oh, you can find these on AliExpress for like $13 a pair or like $28 a set. Well, then whatever performance we manage to get out of them might be more impactful. But historically, whatever Cross doesn't even bother to name the compound. It's rubber. It doesn't Starsky. But again, see the mat? See how the mat's not pinned down? We're sliding a little easier than we should. We remain hopeful, cautiously optimistic. Cross RC Mudcraw 10 stages of the Class 2 tire test protocol. Let's just hope that when we breach onto Slick Rock, it doesn't just sit there and spin, because he's been having a good run as of late, and I feel like we just mounted up a combo breaker. Where are we? We're on the course. What do we got? So many more of these tree beans. It doesn't matter how many you rake up. It just makes more. Like, makes them instantaneously. It's amazing. 64, 18, 95. Those are some crazy numbers. The forecast high for today is still close to 100. I will take a cool morning. We have not gotten a lot as of recent. Come on, Cross. Come on, Cross. It was close enough to give us hope. Gets it? There we go, buddy. Now, they do have a little bit of defense baked into the name and the sidewall. Mud crawler. And there does seem to be a reasonable amount of lug separation. I think these might clear okay. They've gotten... Oh. Yeah, this is certainly a tire that is more on the trailing side of the spectrum than the crawling. And as I said, mud crawler. They don't feel terrible. Again, cross pricing is such that unless you are, I don't know how that's staying, unless you are gifted these tires, or you find them in a field or in a thrift store, like, nobody's buying these. They're not going to reward you with a level of performance high enough to justify most any price tag. Genuinely, this is like a... Let me say it again. One right here. It's like between a 9.3 and a 9.4. I'm going to leave it between a 9.3 and a 9.4. We'll let Station 2 decide if we round up or round down. Because sometimes the worst thing we see out of a tire is just straightforward drive, and it's better at a lot of other stuff. And where you going, guy? They just they do not have a ton of forward drive in them. But thinking back to cross tires that we've tested in the past, this is Cross's maybe MT1904, the G-Made MT904. G-Made, through their history of tires, has gotten better and better and better. They just keep getting better. 1904 was good, 1905 was better. We hold out hope that on 1906, they'll have figured it out entirely. This is much how I could not decide between a 93 and a 94. This is the Cross 9.4. Like, they're not abjectly terrible. They can do the things. They are remarkable in how unremarkable they are. Kinda. For straight up mixed use, no. That means half on the trails, half on the rocks. If you're talking 60% trails, 20% rocks, 20% soup, probably, maybe. But then again, I remember, what was that? What was the MSRP Cross? $45.99 a pair? What? So I think to myself, what would be a reasonable price point that I would take? That I would take these into consideration, that I would consider them for recommendation? $30 a set. Certainly not $30 a pair. $30 a set. It was pretty good on the Sidehill. Let's credit where credit's due. They don't flail. They also don't run away with it. Steering response is fair. If these are indeed an OE off of something, one of the cross vehicles, I can't keep track of all the cross vehicles. It's nearly impossible to obtain any of the cross vehicles. Come on, stay up, stay up. Just wanted to stand. Yeah, it's got this, like, there was no reaction to steering input. Like, we got there on the Sidehill, and we were pushing downhill, and it just kept pushing. It's like, it's close. It's really close. And if nothing else, Cross has rewarded us. Can't flip them around, run them the other way. They're completely non-directional. They're not awful. We have something of a crawler problem. You can see it here from the upside down. All the lugs are basically the same shape and size. Like, there's some little variation to it, but it's basically, it's like a mono lug. So if you cut lugs off, I can't see how that's really going to make an appreciable difference. Like, these are what they are, which is not awful, not good enough to actively recommend. Life is too short. But good enough that if you have them, you don't need to throw them into a ravine. And while I don't think that not abjectly terrible should be considered as a mark of success or a bar of success. Sometimes you gotta take what you can get, and I'm trying to consider this mentally as an OE tire. As an OE tire, we're kind of firmly into R35 territory. Let me guess, an ant? Yes, of course I have an ant on me. Like, this is not terrible. Wheels. Okay, there's an ant inside my hat. Yup. How? I mean, I guess they go through the... Can we get the sunlight to come through it? I guess that's how. This is how ants just make their way in. Dang, I can't escape them. They're inescapable. These are some of the most difficult tires to score, because it's not good enough. You know, it's not good enough. You have choices that are, if we ignore the MSRP altogether, we have tires that have levels of performance higher than this that are OE tires, like, that are certainly more inexpensive. I don't know what these are on the open market. They don't really show up in the searches that I took. So this is a tire that you have. And if you have it, it's not bad. Somewhere between a G-Made 1903 and a G-Made 1904. And the 1904 is pretty good. It's pretty... Would I recommend that you buy them? Not really. But as far as an OE tire goes, pretty good. The 1905 as an OE tire is excellent. Would I recommend that you buy them? Not really. Because there are other identically priced options that will give you more performance. So, like, as an OE tire, these are not awful. But as far as I'm concerned, we're not bringing down the house with not awful. Well, it squeaks back. They just... It's so in the middle. It's so in the middle. It's almost my consideration, for your consideration. This is kind of the identifiable middle ground of an OE tire. It's like right in the middle. It's not so bad that you're like, I'm never even gonna mount these to a wheel. It's not good enough that you would ever say, oh, I never need to replace these. They are imprecise at times. If there's any kind of mechanical interference, they kind of can't overcome it. Pretending that I just got something, and these are the tires that came in the box. It's not catastrophically bad. They are maneuverable. They're at that point where they're defining that score range on the leaderboard. And when I'm looking at a tire that I regard as more trailing specific, as more driving in the forest specific, I'm seldom looking for a tire of this size. But someone is, I'm guessing. They're not terrible. faint praise, I know. And unlike in other situations, yes, I know. No, nobody's paying MSRP for these, okay? Nobody's paying $92, right? There's a lot of tires out there that have astronomically high MSRPs that nobody pays. But, like, Boom Racing makes an awful tire. Awful. I've never actively bought a G-made tire. I've gotten vehicles and they've come with the tires. And in general, the tires are either acceptable or terrible. And in my history with Cross, they've all been catastrophic. These are actually acceptable. So again, it keeps tossing points into how difficult it is to score this, because were we scoring this completely blind, no comparisons, no first mouth gnat of the day. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. I don't know. I mean, regardless of the score at the end, don't, unless they're $30 a set, don't buy these. The perfectly wrong moment of morning. The sun is perfectly situated. I just blinded myself off of a glare. All right, that's really good. That was absolutely solid. Kept it flat. Didn't try to go walkabout on me. And then we just snap back to reality. Oh, here comes gravity. Yeah. Oh, come on. We haven't been there in a while. If I move my head from behind the monitor, the sun hits it full blast. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. That was a long, slow one. Number 2. Oh my God. And now the sun has come up high enough that that's the whiz biz right there. That was the stuff. That's forward. And there's a lot of non-repeatability here. I don't know what it is. There's something about it that it's like, I'm gonna do it. Don't try to do it again. Thank goodness for microchip technology. The mic will absolutely noise cancel out the neighbor's dog. When it barks, it's got that real, like, it's right in that frequency that your ear likes. It's like high. And when it barks, it sounds like it's asking a question. It doesn't go bark. It goes, ow, ow, ow. Every time, I like, what is that? What is that? It's like I can hear that dog saying, what is that? And it either sees my motion or hears my motion. I don't know. Then usually a human will yell at it and then the sound will stop. That was okay. That was okay. Ooh. They dig down pretty fast. Let's see. All right, that's solid. It's reasonably solid. Every tire is better at something than something else. I mean, even tires that are abjectly terrible, and I'm not saying that this one is abjectly terrible, even the abjectly terrible usually have one facet that's pretty okay. This one has had a couple. Not enough to save it, I don't think. Do you have in your life, nice, do you have in your life a youth? Like a small youth? Like someone that you still have to explain how trains work, that type of thing, that sort of an age? I think these could work. Like, it's not enough we can do this. It's like, don't you dare. It's not enough traction to get in trouble, but it is enough traction to kind of mostly, line of 3 asterisks, get where you're going. So if you have them, I can see an application. If you're looking to buy them, please don't do that. You know what's crazy? What a dream world 'twould be if this was the bottom end. But in reality, this tire is going to fall somewhere in the middle. Total tire tests numbering in the 170s, 180s, something like that. This is going to be like in the middle, which means on that bell curve, half the tires we've tested are between a little worse and significantly worse than this one. And I have this sneaking suspicion that they didn't put a ton of effort into this one. I've really got to get out here with a rake and a blower and a broom and a shovel. Yeah, they just... they're kind of defining of the middle. Not an absolute fail. Like, this tire got a C+ in composition class. It got a C+ in carcass class. And I guess it got about a C in compound class. That was so very nearly there. Show me the thing, cross mud crawlers. Show me the thing where we water this down and you go, haha, this is what I've been waiting for all day. I'll show you a thing or two. This is upside down. It feels awkward. Those rocks are going to be thirsty. These are going to dry out real fast. Get over here. I mean, they're doing it. Yeah, I did not. I was getting hoodwinked. I thought we're gonna see that fairly typical 1/10, 2/10 reduction on wet. I had cross RC mud crawler. You went and you gave me hope, and then they had to completely fail us on wet. Like, this tire is somewhere in the low to mid 94s. That's where this tire is. This tire is like a 94.3, 94.4. The Axial Falcon Wild Peak is a 94.4. I'm comfortable with that. We have a fully flexible score here. These were really poor on wet. I could deduct easily a full point for the wet. Like, it'll do it, but just barely. It will do it repeatably. So it's not a 7.5. Could give it like an 8.5. A full point is really going to pull something down. It did quite well. Daphne's third. It was at least at an average or slightly above average in terms of self-righting. Not that good on wet, not overwhelming on forward drive. Pretty good on the loose, rocky stuff. Not as maneuverable as I would like it to be. I'm comfortable with a 94.4 because that is tied for 40th place. It would be tire number, I want to say 90 on the list, because there are 87 tires above 40th place. 87, 89. There's around 90 tires above 40th place. And yeah, we're at like 178, 179. Oh my God. That's almost, so 94.4 is pretty much right in the center spot. As it sits now, there are 91 scored places, and as I mentioned, like around 180 tires. These are almost right in the middle of the full scoring, and they're almost dead center in the middle of all tires tested. They are that point in the bell curve, right there in the middle. To the point where I'm considering keeping them around. Like, these are, this keeps happening. Just happened with another tire fairly recently, where I said, this is so close to an absolutely unremarkable average tire. I'm racking my brain. What was it? Yeah, see, they stand out in my mind, and then it stops. Cross Mud Crawler, 94.4. You should never buy these. If you already have them, and you have a kid or a grandkid or a friend of a grandkid, and you're going to build a rig that looks a lot like the one that's in frame right now, Element is circling the drain, everybody. As of this recording, you could put together the rig before you cheap for like just over 18th scale money. We got to get them. We got to grab them up while we can. Loaner rig tire, pretty good. Driving through the forest, you don't care what happens to them tire, pretty good. But only if you've got them or can get them. And when I say can get them, I mean they're free. Not to be paid for. But good on you, Cross. Let me look down the leaderboard and find the next time the Cross name appears. Durtrex, G-Made. Cross Velociraptor 2.2 got an 89.1. That was previously the highest scoring Cross. The Cross Blackrock got an 88. I know there's more further down. So good on you, Cross. You got one pretty much okay. Figure out your pricing structure. Nobody's paying that for these. If these were $25.99 a pair, still not recommended. I'm telling you, $30 a set, I would take these into consideration as a all-purpose goof around, put it on a trail rig tire. Still not as good as a Power Hobby Defender, but at $30 a set, as it stands now, they are what they are. The highest scoring tire for Cross, and yet another tire that you should absolutely not buy. Regardless, Baseline feels okay about it. I feel okay about it. I hope you feel okay about it. If not, if you do or if you don't, let that be known in the comments section below. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I have to add into every outro now, consider a Crawler Canyon membership. Apparently, when the all-knowing, all-seeing, invisible eye that scours through videos, when it listens to all of the words I say, if I say memberships, if I say Canyon memberships, it apparently feeds me into more of something. We're trying to work the algorithm here. Consider a Canyon membership. We give away full rigs and stuff all the time because I don't have infinite space here. So sometimes things come in, sometimes things go out. We just gave a rig away just a little bit ago. We've given away, I think we've given away 7 rigs this year. And we're going to be giving another one away later this year. So it'll be at least 8 giveaway rigs in 2025. Thank you so much for watching. Please do tune in to see us again in the future, and in between now and then, please one and all do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. Consider a membership. Membership. One more time for the algorithm membership. We're going to head on back in. He's going to put his regular shoes on. He's going to have a little nap. I'm going to clean up the incredible mess that is my workshop.